How you doing, folks? This is the Pop Music Freak back with another song facts countdown video. We're up to song number 862 of my list of my 1,000 favorite songs of all time, and this one is a big record by Duran Duran, Summertime 1985. Let me tell you all about this tune. A View to a Kill. It's the 13th single by the English new wave and synth pop band Duran Duran. Released on May 6, 1985, written and recorded as a theme for the James Bond film of the same name, became one of the band's biggest hits, remains the only James Bond theme song to have reached number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. It also made it to number 2 for 3 weeks on the UK singles chart, stuck behind Paul Hardcastle's 19. The song was the last track recorded for them for at least a little over a year. They were kind of on hiatus in 85. A couple of members of the band were part of the Power Station, and Simon Le Bon, lead singer, had a side project called Arcadia, and they would put out a record towards the end of 85. But they took a break in between all that to come together to record this one song, A View to a Kill. The following year, composer John Barry and Duran Duran were nominated for Golden Globe Award, it's in 86, for Best Original Song for A View to a Kill. Following John Barry's death in 2011, the band paid tribute to him for their encore at the Coachella Festival later that year, with Simon Le Bon reappearing in a tuxedo for a pared-down version backed by an orchestra, before launching into the familiar full band hit version. Bassist John Taylor introduced the song by saying, "We lost a dear friend of ours this year, a great English composer familiar to Hollywood. His name was John Barry. We're going to play this for him." So, that was nice. Background. The song was written by Duran Duran and John Barry and recorded at Maison Rouge Studio and CTS Studio in London with a 60-piece orchestra. Duran Duran were chosen to do the song after bassist John Taylor, who was a lifelong Bond fan, approached producer Cubby Broccoli at a party and somewhat drunkenly said, "If I give you a $5, can I write a theme tune, please?" The band was then introduced to Bond composer John Barry, and also composer-producer Jonathan Elias, with whom Duran Duran members would later work many times. An early writing meeting at Taylor's flat in Knightsbridge led to everyone getting drunk instead of composing. Hey, you know, when you're young and a rock star, these things happen. So, as for the song, singer Simon Le Bon said of Barry, he didn't really come up with any basic musical ideas. He heard what we came up with and he put them into an order. And that's why it happened so quickly, because he was able to separate the good ideas from the bad ones, and he arranged them. He has a great way of working brilliant chord arrangements. He was working with us as virtually a sixth member of the group, but not really getting on our backs at all. Due to a clear separation of areas of responsibility, the cooperation between band and composer turned out to be largely harmonious. The band was in charge of the actual songwriting, while Barry created the final arrangement, including the orchestral parts. The song was finally completed in April of 85 and released in May. In the UK, it entered the charts at number 7, before peaking at number 2 the following week and remaining at that position for 3 weeks. In the US, it entered the charts at number 45, and on July 13th, it reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, knocking Phil Collins' Studio out of number 1. It remains the only Bond theme to achieve this chart placing, as there was a number two hits from Bond movies, Carly Simon's Nobody Does It Better, and Paul McCartney and Wings' Live and Let Die. But this was the first to hit number 1, and it remains the only Bond theme to achieve the number 1. Reception. Cashbox describes the single as a memorable and dynamic cut and easily one of Duran Duran's very best efforts that is melodically strong and employs highly sophisticated state-of-the-art production. As for the music video, the song's music video was filmed in the Eiffel Tower and was directed by the duo of Godley and Cream. The video opens with the iconic gun barrel sequence and is centered around the scene from the film where Max Zorin's henchwoman, Mayday, kills private detective Achille or Bajini in front of James Bond at the tower. Then cuts to the band walking by the tower on a secret mission. Simon Le Bon disguised as a tourist, wearing a gray trench coat and carrying a Walkman. John Taylor, a long-haired tourist in black. Nick Rhodes, a photographer working with a top model. Andy Taylor, a blind accordionist who plays a Bond theme on the accordion. And Roger Taylor, a supervisor inside a van. The band's actions coincide with events shown from the movie, while Bond pursues Mayday through the tower, culminating in her escape via parachute. The video ends with a beautiful young girl approaching Le Bon to question him. "Excuse me, aren't you?" Where he breaks the fourth wall to say, "Bond, Simon Le Bon." Hilarious. However, her moving Le Bon's arm to talk to him caused him to accidentally activate a detonator concealed inside the Walkman, blowing up the Eiffel Tower. Boom! Loved it. I remember the video well, and I just got such a kick out of it. That's, I was 16 then. What do I know? But anyway, so there we are. So we have a View to Kill, and all 337 of it. There was a 12-inch released as well, and an unreleased remix version by Steve Thompson and Michael Barbiero was not released, but it was meant for the clubs. Ended up the regular 12-inch did suffice, certainly. So anyway, let's look at popular culture and the impact this song's had on it. DJ's Factory, a Euro dance project of German producer Bülent Aris and British keyboarder Adrian Askew, released a dance floor-oriented version of the song in the summer of '85, and it charted number 22 on the German charts. Didn't do anything here, though. 1987, Shirley Bassey covered the song for her album The Bond Collection, which contained her renditions of Bond theme songs. However, she wasn't satisfied with the quality, so the album was withdrawn from sale. Oh well. 2008, song was covered in a bossa nova style by former Morcheeba singer Sky on the various artists' compilation album Hollywood Mon Amour, containing cover versions of songs from 80s films. Excuse me. And nothing else by anyone that I've ever heard of. Except for in 2016, Duran Duran performed the song live at the unveiling of the 2016 Mazda MX-5. Okay. Well, anyway, where was I? I was about to get to the personnel on the song. Who played what? Simon Le Bon, of course, sang lead. Andy Taylor on guitar. John Taylor on bass. Roger Taylor on drums. And Nick Rhodes on the keyboards. You had a co-producer, Bernard Edwards, helped out with John Barry. Jason Corsaro was a co-producer, engineer, did the mixing. Duran Duran gets a co-producer credit. John Barry, orchestral arranger and conductor, and John Elias, digital sampling. Okay, interesting. Anyway, let's get to the chart success. Of course, as I mentioned, A View to a Kill hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was their second number 1 hit after The Reflex the year before. In the UK, the song hit number 2 for 3 weeks. Cashbox, it hit number 1. Also hit number 1 in Spain, Sweden, Poland, Belgium, Canada, and Denmark. Number 2, it hit number 2 in Ireland and Norway and the UK. And number 3 in the Netherlands. And number 4 in South Africa. All right. For the year ending 1985, the year-end chart. Billboard Hot 100 ranked at number 35 for 1985. Cashbox ranked at number 19 for the year. The UK was ranked number 34. Highest ranking anywhere in the Netherlands was number 9 for the year. Certifications came up short from getting gold in the US. Was ranked, got a silver certification in the UK and gold in Canada. All right. As of October 2021, View to a Kill is the 7th most streamed Duran Duran song in the UK. So that is it. Their second number 1 hit from a James Bond movie. They were kind of still rolling along there, but they were kind of had taken a break. They came back in '86 with the album and the single Notorious, produced by Nile Rodgers, which ended up being a number 2 hit in January of '87. And had a few more hits. I Want Your Love hit number 4 in '88. And then they took a break of over 4 years. And it came back in 1993, hit number 3 with Ordinary Worlds, and number 7 with Come Undone, and then basically had a couple of minor hits since then. So the steady run wasn't very long. I mean, 81 to about 84 they were non-stop recording, and then they took a little break and then recorded this, and then took another break, and they took a 5-year break or 4-year break at the end of the 80s. But it's a good song. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed hearing all these song facts. It is number 862 on my list of 1,000 favorite songs of all time. There will be a few more Duran Duran songs coming up. If you're a big Duran Duran fan, I think you'll be satisfied. All right. So thank you for watching. Please like the video. Please share it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell, the notification bell on the screen. That will let you know when I'm releasing other videos. And then, of course, I'll post a link to the music video in the description on the bottom. You'll look for it. All right. So thank you again very much. And I wish you all peace and love.